We are committed to continuing to work with our community, including our families and those that we serve, our consumers, to make this a reality.
Help people understand what the word inclusion is, because I still don't think that I have it all, and maybe other people here too would like to know what that word means.
I'm living my life according to my values, but I'm part of a community, and that community values me for the human being that I am.
When I learned that inclusion is not a place, it's not a thing, it's not a service, when I understood that inclusion is actually a way of thinking, is a mentality that we have, then we were freed. We were no longer enclosed in this box, but then the sky's the limit.
By having students work and earn money, by the time they're ready for graduation, they've had 3 or 4 or more kinds of jobs, maybe owned a small business, like babysitting or washing cars or whatever on the weekend with maybe their best friend, that they know more about what it is that they'd want to do as an adult, and that will make that transition easier.
I think it's important for children all along the way to have responsibilities at home, to not be seen as exempt from those typical household responsibilities of taking out the trash and cleaning up after the dog and all those kind of things. When I was growing up, my brother has a disability, and for a while he would get off the hook to do some of those things. And somewhere along the line, my mom got the clue that that probably wasn't a good idea to let him off the hook. And I think that really has instilled in him some work ethic. He's seen hardworking people around him, and he was expected to join in. I think that a transition plan is really important for families, so they can start thinking about with their family member what they want to do, what their life is going to be like. I think sometimes folks with disabilities don't get asked that question when they're young.
Having friends, knowing people in your community at first, and then to go further out wherever you go, is important, because that's how you network, that's how they get to know you, that's how you get to know other people. Maybe, you never know, she might inspire somebody that happens to be isolated. And at one point, once upon a time, somebody inspired me. And it made me believe that it is possible, that they're not going to be just so fragile and dependent on others.
My message to the parents is treat your son or daughter equally. Look at them for who they are as a person. Look beyond their disability, because if you don't do it, other people won't. They have to see your example.
A colleague and I were coming out of Starbucks, and I was just sharing with her that I was nervous that today was my son's first day at work and taking the bus home on his own. And strangely enough, just as I was telling her that and we were coming out of Starbucks, a bus passes right in front of us, and there's my son, and he's waving at us, and he's fine. And it was exhilarating. I felt for sure at that moment, I think I can now step away from this.
I'd like for her to become a self-sufficient person, self-determined, be able to make her own choices, have a career, family, and very meaningful relationships in the process. And very important, more important of all, to be able to contribute to her, chosen community.
And I encourage these kids nowadays, don't let anybody tell you what you can't do.